Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is part 25 of our Let's Get Cooking series, where we are looking into cooking game mechanics. And today is burger time, well nearly. We're going to start making the grill to cook our burgers. I have supplied some meshes assets for you to use in the asset pack that accompanies these videos. So without further ado, let's get going. Just to save a little bit of time, I have already imported the meshes. So I've just in my appliances, I made a new folder called Grill. I imported the Knob Grill, SM Grill, SM Light, and also there is another one which I'll show you from here. If I go import here, it's in the meshes. I've left it in the meshes, but it's the one that is called. You see, we've doubled up on the materials, but don't worry too much about that. Just leave it as it is. The one that is GLTF. And that will give you your material for your knob because it's got that fancy little button on it. Okay, so that just helps you out a little bit there. Now the rest we need to set our particular materials. So I'm going to open up my meshes in my own one. So first thing I'm going to do is a light. Deal with a little light here. And I've used our glass jar material because it's a light and glass jar. And pretty well disappears because it's tiny. But that's fine. You can save and close that. Next one, we're going to look at the actual grill itself. And I've used standardized colors on that. See that there? So I'm going to use M_matte. I believe I made it already. Matte black for the top part. And brushed metal. And now I'm going to be careful with this one because one of them is in the importer. So I want to take one that's in my because last time it caused me a few problems. So it's our silver base. Again, whatever colour you want, bright red, do it bright red, up to you, whatever colours you want, but that's what I've set them at. They're not brilliant meshes, they're just knocked up for demonstration purposes. While we're here, we are going to add, first of all, we're going to check our collision. And if we actually check our collision on this mesh here, we see it's a box all around it. No good for us whatsoever. So we're going to remove the collision on that. And we're going to do a whole collision. Like I say, I always normally max these out for better accuracy. It takes a few moments more, but it works better. That's what we want. We can now get to that. So our collision is correct. And we're going to add some sockets. And at the moment, I've just done it for burgers. I'm not going to go ahead and do too many. I'm just going to do a few, because you're probably only going to be cooking a few at a time. You don't have to put the sockets on if you don't want to. It will work without them. You have to adjust the code, but sockets just make it look a bit better. So we're just going to call it B_0. And I've done this because maybe we want to cook other things on it as well, so we could add different sockets. And the only thing I haven't imported, give me a second and I'll import that and get right back to you. Okay, so I've quickly imported the mesh for the burger and made a very quick material, which we will be changing later. Why won't this? Here we go. We will be changing later. Again, very rough and ready, but it does what we need it to do. Okay, so back to our grill. Save and close material and that. So back to our grill. We're going to use the burger patty as our preview mesh. We can raise it up. I'm going to look at the top because it's going to be easier. And if it all goes a bit peach-on like that, go to unlit and you'll see where you want to put them. So I'm just going to stick a few down here. I'm going to say there's one there, one there, one there, and one there, and always one that doesn't work, isn't there? Actually, let me go ahead and delete all of those because I've not named them correctly. So again, add, and it's B for burger underscore 0. Add the burger. Can't do it from here. Let's go to perspective. Raise it up. N doesn't work on perspective, which is a little bit annoying. So let's go to front. And back to front. So we can just drop it down so it looks like it's sitting on the edge, roughly where you want it in there. Go to the top, you can adjust it a little bit better there. That's 1, 2, 3. So let's rename that 2. Let's just do the 4 for now, just to keep things a bit quicker. So we have our sockets done. So that's the mesh set up for that. We've done a light, we've done the mesh. You go ahead and close that. Next thing we need is we need 2 data assets, okay. Yep, so we've got our data assets folder, data assets, appliances. We're going to make 2 new data assets, miscellaneous data asset, and we're going to use the D8 appliances. One is called D8 grill knob. Duplicate that. And the other is called D8 grill. Okay, so let's have a look at the knob first. And I haven't got anything set in that for some bizarre reason. So that is okay as it is. And oh, I know why, because I haven't yet. Fair enough. And the other data asset is going to be the D8 grill, which should have stuff set in it. So let's go ahead. So it is of type appliance, and it is SM underscore grill. The mesh. Copy and paste the name and description stuff for you. I'll simply just call it burger grill. Grill for burgers and other meats. And the other thing that we've done is, here it's a little bit different. The interaction key is scroll wheel. To turn the grill on. Everything else is as it is. So that's those data assets done. Okay, we don't spawn into the world, so we don't need any actor classes in here. So this should work just fine. Next thing we need are some blueprints. I'm just checking what I've got in the grill. Now this is of type Hector. Appliances. Okay, just make sure I get it right for you. So in our blueprints, game items, appliances. Let's make a new folder because there are 3. Call it grill. And we're going to make a new blueprint class from type BPP appliances. We're going to call this BP underscore grill. And we're going to make another blueprint class. And this is just a straight actor. We're going to call this BP underscore grill knob. Hitting the wrong buttons doesn't help. We can duplicate this one and can call this grill light. We've got 2 normal actors and 1 from the parent. So let's deal with the light first. It's relatively simple. We're going to open up the light. Open up in a full editor. First of all, we need to add a static mesh. And I'm going to put a static mesh as default scene root, like that. I prefer it that way. And we're going to call this light. And light. Look in the viewport, it's that tiny little thing there. Okay. And checking my scales. Scale is 1, that's fine. Then we're also going to this mesh, we're going to add a point light. To the mesh. Now the point light, I have done quite a few changes. Obviously we don't want it that bright, so I'll put this down to 20. Give it unitless. Left it as white. Attenuation radius I've put to 3. And everything else I've left as standard. Apart from visible. Okay. And the location I'll put as negative 1.8 on the X. So it's just in front of the light itself, just to make it shine a bit brighter. Okay. We're going now into your event graph. We're going to add a function and call it set light color. Okay, as an input. But what we're going to do is we're just going to drag in, we can do it the easy way, drag in here and just say set light color, like so. And from new light color, we're going to drag it into here. And that's all we need to do. That's the linear color, that's correct. And that is all we do for that one. Okay. You can save and close that. Next one we're going to do is the knob, which has a little bit more involved in it, but we'll go ahead and do that anyway. They all have to be done. So again, we're going to add a static mesh. Make it a default scene route. And we're going to add our grill mesh, grill knob. Or knob grill, as it's called in here. And we're also going to add, did I think? No, the scale's 1, okay. So we're also going to add a sphere collision to our knob. Sphere radius, I've knocked it down to 20. And the scale is 0.5. So I could have knocked it down to 10, would have probably done the same thing, but that's what I did. Check the viewport in this one. And I just moved it 6.5 forward so that it's easier to hit. Okay, so we need to go to the event graph. Okay, so we're going to add a few variables. First one is current value, which is a float. We can duplicate that and call this max knob value. This one's exposed on spawn, but it's instant editable, but not exposed on spawn. We can duplicate this, and this is min knob value. And we have one more, although I think we set that in the graph at the top. Yeah, we set that here. So do we have any interfaces? Yes, we do. We need to add on this one here, in our class settings, we need to add our interact. CPI interact. And on begin play, we get parent actor. It'll be at the top here, like so. This is going to be a child of the grill. And we cast to pp underscore grill. And we promote that to a variable. Okay. So let's deal with the functions. So we're going to make a new function. We're going to call this set stove. Set grill to be precise. Let's do that. It has no inputs. But we can't finish it because we don't have the grill made up yet. So we'll go ahead but we need it for the part in the event. We're going to go to our interfaces, our interact. We've got event scroll. Okay. In our event scroll, we do quite a bit. So first of all, we get this. We add the current value to it. I want to make sure we don't set the min and the max values here to anything. No, yes, we set the max value, but the min value is 0, but we set the max value to 6. We then set the current value to the output of that. We then check if this is greater than 0. Means we're doing something. We're going to deal with a false first. If it's false, oh sorry, I missed a variable out. So let's duplicate the current value and just call it knob value. Let's move it up. Just to put that away. So once we've got that, we can now reset this to 0 and reset the current value to 0. If it's less than or equal to 0, basically. Then what we do then is we say we get our current value, we get our max, make sure I get the right one, max knob value. We say is this greater than or equal to? We do another branch, like so. If it's false, we drag in our current value, like so. We drag in our knob value and we set the knob value to the current value. If it's true, we drag in our max knob value and we set our knob value to the max knob value and we set the current value also to the max knob value, like so. Then what we do is we grab the static mesh and we set relative rotation. Split the rotation. All 3 of these pins go to here, like so. And we get our knob value. We divide it by the max knob value. We are dealing with the X row or the roll rotation, so we're going to lerp this. We're going to use this as the alpha. And we're going to lerp it, and I'll put it at minus 260. Okay. Once we've done that, we run our set grill at the end there. We compile and save that. That should, oh, the set grill, yeah. The set grill, we've got to come back and do some more, so we're going to leave this open for now. Now we're going to go to the BP grill. There's not an awful lot to do in this one, really. So first of all, we're going to do is set the data asset to the grill, like so. And there's no recipe, nothing on there, nothing else to change it. Oops. You see you've got a grill here. I'm just going to turn my camera held down a bit. I've got a very sensitive mouse. You can see we've got a grill here. So, first of all, we're going to add a box collision to our grill. And the sizes I've made that are 33, 57, and 5. And I'm going to copy and paste the location. The location I put it is 1.5, 0, and 22. Okay, so we've done that. Now we're going to add now we're going to add child actor. Call this knob. We're also going to add another child actor. We'll call this L1. We'll duplicate it. You can copy it. Paste. And paste. So L1, L2, and L3. So let's set these up. So the first child actor, which is the knob, I'm going to copy and paste the location to save a little bit of time. Copy, paste, and the rotation here is 180. You see the knob and the size. No, don't we see the knob? Oh, I haven't said it yet. Child actor class here is knob. You see it's way too big. So hit your little checkpoint here, little padlock, and click it down to half. And I've just done that in the wrong one because I'm a fool. So L3, I'm just going to clear everything on L3 in a minute. Try again. Paste the location. 0.5. Knob. $180. Okay, now we've got it right. So let's start with L1. So that's 1. I don't know why they don't go in the same order, but this is going to be our light. DP grill light. Make sure that's 1. And the location for this one, copy, paste the location, so it puts it there. Now, if we look here, we look at the child actor template. No, okay, we don't worry about that. Everything else stays the same. So L2, I'm going to copy and paste again the location. Make sure it's 1. And LIGHT, grill light, and L3. Copy and paste again. I'm just double checking I'm not doing anything stupid. Let's put that back to 1. Paste there, the third one along, and light again. There you go. So that should be right for all of them. This last one my rotation was on. Okay, so actually I did reduce the size of these actors. So L1 through to L3, you can set them to 0.5. Okay. And I believe that's all that we have to do in this window. Oh, okay, that doesn't. Left over from testing. Right, okay, so we have our lights, we have our knob. So let's go to our event graph. And we've got a bunch of variables and a bunch of we have a lot of variables. I'm just going to simplify this a little bit. Yeah, I overcomplicated it because I was doing it for something else. Okay, so let's add a few variables. First one we want is grill temp or grill temperature, float. Next one we want is temperature. What have we got? Our actual temperature as temp and temperature. We need to have an enum. Let's go ahead and make that. And we're going to make a blueprint enum. I'm going to call it E underscore temps. What did I put in that? And then we put the 3, 4, 4. Okay. So add 4 entries. Off, low, medium, and high. Oh, goodness me. Right. Save that. That's our grill. Add the new variable. And it's called temperature name. Then type after all that. I'm not a touch typist. You may or may not have guessed. And it's E underscore temp. Right. See? I'm stupid. Right, okay. I even named that wrong. Let's go back and rename that. in my defense, some of it is my keyboard is getting a little bit tired. So we've got that. Then we have another one. And this is called light array. And that's BP underscore grill light object reference. And it's an array. Then we have that one. I think we can make as we're going along. And then we're going to have, we can duplicate that for now. We can call it actors on grill. And this is just going to be an actor type. Yeah, my keyboard's playing up, it's double hitting the key or showing away. And yeah, we can duplicate this, make it a single, rename it. I got actor. The others I'm going to leave for a moment and do it as we go along, because some of them I think we're not going to use. So make sure you compile that. So let's start with the stove temperature. Actually, no, we need to do set light visibility first. Okay, so we're going to make a few. Let's go ahead and make a few of the function names. We've got stove temp. We've got get light. We've got set light visibility. We got can add to grill. And find free socket and set socket state. So we have those. The first one we're going to start off with is the set light visibility. So let's get that one done. It takes quite a lot of well, there's a few inputs. There's 3 inputs, all booleans. I'm just going to call them L1 through to L3. Oh. Okay, my brain's working faster than my fingers can work. So we're going to get our light array. We're going to do this 3 times, so basically we can do one row and then copy and paste it. So we're going to say get, copy, get the point light, set visibility, and join that one up to there, like so. Move that down just a tiny bit. The new visibility is going to be L1. We're basically going to copy this and paste it 2 more times. We're going to join like so. This is going to be now 1, and this is going to be 2, and this is going to be, so we need to delete these two, so you won't be able to get them properly. So we're going to say L2 and L3. No outputs. That's it. So make sure you change the indexes on these. Make sure you've got these correct, like so. Compile that. Go to okay. So for the next one, we need to go into our BPI ingredients. We need to add a function in there. And we're going to say we're going to add 3 on here. Or in here, we're going to say add a function. Set cooking temp. We're going to add another one. We're going to call that get has been burnt. Oh, sorry. Has been cooked and burnt. And one more is cooking. Question mark. So let's do them one at a time. Set cook temp is just got one input. Let's call it temperature, because I'm too lazy to write temperature. And that's our E underscore temps. And I've just done that in completely the wrong one because I'm a donut. Let's go. I'll change that. Because I wasn't looking what I was doing. Okay, has been cooked and burnt is going to be the next one. Has been cooked and burnt has just 2 outputs. One is has been cooked. And is a boolean. And the other one has, let's see, let's simplify that, is burnt. Okay, and the one that I mucked up is cooking. Has an input. It's called is cooking, and it's a boolean. Okay, we've got those now, so we can go back to our grill and we can work on the stove temp. This has an input, and we're just going to call it value. And it's of type float. First of all, we're going to check, is this greater than 0? Advanced. We're going to go straight to the false first. We're going to get the temperature name here. Nope, we're not going to set it. We're going to get it. Actually, we're not going to get it, we're going to set it. set temperature name, and we're going to set that to off. We're going to get our set light visibility, and we have all three of these. It's off. We'll do the next part in a moment. Now we're going to get this, reroute it, or you can just call it so you prefer. We're going to say compare float. We're going to compare it with 3, which is the midpoint of our range of 0 to 6. I'm going to copy this 3 more times. Copy 2, no it didn't. Okay. Join them all up like so. We can move that across, join that in line, so it will look roughly the same. Like so. So if it's greater than, it's high. If it's equal, it's medium. And if it's less than, it's low. We've already ascertained the off position. Copy this, paste it 3 more times. Like so. Let's drop them down a bit. To there. This to here. This to here. If it's high, we want them all on. If it's medium, we want 1 and 2 on. If it's low, we just want 1 on. Okay. We then get our actors on grill. We do a for each through that. We join all of these into here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's correct. Oh, and this one. Okay, so we do a for each through these. Then we get our temperature from the array element. We set put temp message, what we just made in our ingredients interface. We add that, and that's our stove temperature one. Get light. Okay, so this is where we make up our array. So we get L1, L2, and L3. Get the child actor. Paste it 2 more times. Like so. We cast to BP underscore grill light. You can right click where it's a pure cast, paste it, and I don't know why, but whenever you paste one of them, it always changes it back. I'm never sure why. Obviously, somebody in Unreal knows the reason why. Okay, we get our light array. We set it here, and we make an array. And we're going to add 2 more pins. So 0, 1, 2, just like so. Now we're going to set the light colors up, okay? So we can do the first one from here. We just do a get. And we do set light color, which should be this one here. The reason I'm using that one and not just directly the other one is because it saves mucking about converting linear to boss. I'm thinking that linear to slate. So first one I'm going to set is green. Basically, we then get our light array again. Copy this 2 more times, like so. I'm going to get 1. I thought I could do that. Make sure you're getting a light array, not act as the grill. Set that one to 2. Okay, choose your own colours, but I chose these colours. Let's do straight red. Okay, so like so. And that's it for that function. Set light visibility we've done. Sure. Double check. Yes, we did. Can add to grill. Okay, quite a simple one. This is a pure function. It has an input, test actor of type actor, and make sure we say it's not equal to other actor that we did here. So we're not testing the wrong thing. If this is false, we can add a return. And the return has an output of return value. And it's of a bool. And we leave that as false. We get our test actor. We get ingredients. Data asset, like so, after true. You make sure it's valid. And we need to add something else to our DA ingredient. So we also need to make this up. I believe we haven't got it. Or we may have done, I'm not sure. Let's just check. Oh, the cooking method. I believe we added it last time. So let's find out if I did or not. Cooking method. Yes, we did. Okay, so we added our cooking method. We say, is this equal? Make sure you choose equal enum to grill because that's what we're dealing with in this case. If it's not valid, by the way, we return no. We also might test actor, we say does implement interface of ingredient. These are just text. Ingredients, there it is. And then we do an and. So A is got to be able to be cooked on the grill, and B got to have that interface, which it should have it if it's valid anyway. And we return that. So that's that one done. Okay, so here we make up a new variable. So this is find free socket. Don't need a name. So I'm going to change this just a little bit because I was thinking of another way of doing stuff earlier on. So let's do it as we go along. So other actor, div. And see, we don't even need to do that now. We don't need to do that part. What we need to do is we need to make a new variable and we call it grill sockets. And it is of type name. It is a map of booleans. We're going to grab this. No, we're not. We're going to grab this. We're going to for each through it, like so. We're going to want the break. I believe this is a pure function. No, but it could be because we're no longer setting. Oh yeah, we are setting a value, so we need it to be. So what we then do is we get sorry, I'm just changing the code as we go along a little bit here. So in our event graph, we begin play. We grab our mesh, get socket. We get all socket names. We're going to promote that to a variable. You can call it all sockets. And set that. There is more we've got to set there, but we'll do that in a moment. That just gives us that variable. So back into find free socket. We grab out all sockets. We find. And we're looking for this. Then we get. Copy is good enough. We're not changing anything, so we don't need a reference. We get what we found. We get our item mesh, or our base mesh. And we get socket location. And the output is for there, or the input for there. We promote this to a variable, not a local variable, to a variable. We call this move location. Okay, we set that to there, but we've got some more things to do in between. First of all, we need to check this value. Is this value equal to false? Bunch in there. If it's true, promote this to variable. Leave it as map key. If it's true, we set map key to that one. We set that variable to there. If it's false, we don't do anything. Then we go round to here and we break the loop. Like so. And that's all we do for that. If you wanted to, you could make it a free one and a pure function and run it in a different way, but that works fine. And the last one we're going to do is set socket state. Just checking this. Okay. So an input or value. Do value a lot in this. Must have got tired when I was doing this and got a bit lazy. And basically we're getting our grill socket and we'll add okay, so we're adding the map key that we set earlier and we're setting the grill value to this. Okay. And that's all we're doing in here. It's not a pure. Compile and save that. So let's look now into the event graph. So in our event graph, before we do this, we just want to run get light or get lights like so. And in our box, we want to add event on begin overlap, and we also want to add the event on end overlap, like so. Okay, do the begin overlap first. Get our can add to grill onto the other actor, and we do a branch. That's our first check. If it's true, we set our other actor to that. We get actors on grill. We add unique. We add this actor here, like so. We drag in our temperature here. You can drag in your other actor as well. And we say set temp, cooking temp message. And the temp is going to be the temp here. Then we run our find free socket. And we say set actor or location off of our actor here. Like so. You can drag in a new copy if you want. It doesn't make any difference. And the location is going to be the move location, which we got from Find Free Socket. I'm going to drag in another copy of it, and we're going to say set mesh physics message. I'm going to turn off physics so don't jiggle around on the grill. Then we're going to run our set socket state, and the value is going to be full. And then we are going to make another variable. This is called actors. And it is of type, double check, actual. And a name. Okay. We drag that one in. We add to our map. We add the other actor. We add the map key. Set it like so. We then get here. And we do is cooking. I don't know why we don't have that. GPI ingredients. I thought we just made that. My goodness. Like I say, I'm blaming this doubling up of letters on. No, I can't blame that on that. That's just me being a. An illiterate sod. Right, is cooking. If you spell it correctly, then you can find it. Is cooking. Message. There we go. That's what we want. Now, we get our temperature. And we say, is this not equal enum to off? So if it's not equal to off, so if it's true, it's cooking. If it's false, it's not cooking. So if it's equal to off, it becomes false. Okay, that's that one done. And we can do this, and I think we're going to call it a day before we test it because we've got other actors to make for the next video. So for this one, we're going to get our actors on grill. We're going to find, so the one that's ending the overlap, this actor. We're going to say, is this greater than -1? Because remember, -1 means we can't find it. Anything greater than -1 means we have found it, and that's what we want. We get this. We do a get this index. Then we say is cooking. So no, because we've taken it off the grill, so therefore it's not cooking anymore. We get our actors map. We find we find in this is, right, this is a little bit higgledy-piggledy. You could do all this part again, but I would not recommend it. And we set our map key to this one. We set socket state. This is why we have to set the map key to null value, or false value I should say. And we get actors on grill. We say remove index, so removing it totally from there. We don't want to just say remove remove item, because it's possible it may wipe everything out of there. Okay, but index is the one that we want because we know what the index is, which we got from here. We can do some reroutes. We're not worried where it is in the array. The array is just a holder there to say what's on the grill. So by removing the index, it doesn't matter because we're looking for the type rather than the index. And that, I believe, is all we need to do for the grill. Let me just check on the time. It's going to be over an hour for sure. Yep, we've gone over an hour. So next one, we'll test the grill. We'll make up some actors and we'll see if we can cook a burger. And then we'll see how we're going for time to whether we make the burger and so on and so forth. Once again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications. Consider joining my Patreon or my Buy Me a Coffee if you like what I do. Any problems or any questions, leave it in the comments, or consider joining my Discord. It's free. Join my Discord and have a chat. I'll help you if I can. Thank you. Goodbye.